Hey there, welcome to my channel. My name is Linda. I'm so glad you're able to join me today. So what are we waiting for? Let's get crafting. Today we're going to be working on a DIY paper crafting home decor keepsake. We'll be focusing on using product from Reneabouquets.com, so let's get started. What I've got here, this is an 8x10 wood panel from Arteza. I'm going to be using my Dixie Belle chalk paint in the color Caviar. I'll just paint around the edges on the front and back and then around the sides. The back I cover off camera with some paper to finish it off. Now I love to sew around all my papers and stuff when I'm doing my projects, and I usually show you sewing on paper. But for this particular project, I want to show you that I'm sewing on a photo. Do not freak out, this is not the original photo. When I sew on a photo, because of the coating on the front of the photo, as you can see here, I'm using a piece of cardstock, even a regular piece of paper will do, and I lay that cardstock or paper on the left edge of the photo so that's just underneath that left edge of the sewing foot. Because of the coating, that sewing foot likes to drag on the photo and it'll make a score line on your photo. Now also as well, when you're sewing on a photo, you kind of have to push that photo through because the coating, it doesn't like to allow that picture to slide through or glide through really nicely. But the end result, as you can see here, is just a really nice subtle texture. Once I'm done with all my sewing, I take the open end of my scissor blades and I scrape it along all the edges of all my papers. You can see here texture not on top and texture on bottom, so you can see what you like best. And yes, I am even texturing on the photo. Again, this is not the original photo. You can see what it looks like. Okay, so my wood panel is already painted. I've got the paper covered on the back, and I'm just taking some sandpaper, my sanding block, and just distressing along the sharp edges. Now I'm going to start laying down all my papers. I'm going to start laying. I've got lots of layers here with paper. I didn't have enough paper here on this black and white check, so I kind of, put it together nicely at the seam so it looks like one piece of paper. Using Beacon Fabri-Tac glue here today, and I'm just layering some papers along the right edge mostly, and I'll do a little bit on the left, but just like one sheet of paper. I've cut different papers into strips here. And I'm using ephemera, like little paper tags and things like that. This is a little strip off of a paper edge I wanted to show you, but sometimes they have cute sayings, so that's so noted. I cut that off the edge of a paper strip, and I use that as part of my embellishments when I'm layering my papers. So look at all the edges of your papers. Anything could work when you're doing projects like this. We'll go ahead and glue one more piece of paper for now, then we'll take a look at some of the Reneabouquets product we're going to be using. So first up is this beautiful lace. It's 2-inch garden bouquet lace. This next lace I'll be using, it's a 6-inch Venice rose lace, and I like to cut off some of the flowers and stuff to use them in pieces. And then this other lace is called Simply Beautiful French embroidered lace. I will cut that up as well. This is a beautiful board laser cut chipboard garden party gate in small. This is beautiful board laser cut chipboard set of Sweetheart ATC tags. You'll get 2 tags and 2 little hearts in the set. This is beautiful board laser cut chipboard. It comes in a set of 3 various sizes called chain link frames. This is Beautiful Words laser cut chipboard, sweet as sugar in the large size. I'll use the word sweet out of the set. This is printed Beautiful Board laser cut chipboard called Cherry Blossoms, tuck it in Cherry Blossoms. This is Silver Pocket Watch Cabochon. This is a set of 4 silver dream keys, and these are mulberry paper roses and leaves in the color Seafoam. So let's start decorating again. I'm going to cut up some of that embroidered lace, a little strip. I had to kind of pull up some paper here because I wanted to add that in the beginning. I forgot. Cut a little strip and put it back under the paper on the right side. And then we're going to go ahead and glue a photo down to its black cardstock mat, because I'll use this from time to time to check my positioning. Now this is just a silicone stamp with some Versamark ink pad, and really it's just kind of a glue pad. Kind of puts a wet glue onto the stamp. So I push the stamp into that Versamark ink pad and I put it onto the paper so you can't see it because it's kind of transparent glue. And then I have got some of this embossing powder in white, and I just pour it on the areas that I stamped, and then I will tap off the excess. And this will make a really nice, just subtle stamping effect in the background. Now it's not done yet. It's kind of a powdery look. And I got this at one of the craft stores, Michael's, I think years ago. Once you get your stamped images powder poured on, shaken off, take a heat tool and you heat it until that powdery soft finish look becomes, you can see powdery soft there, becomes a nice kind of bold, shiny look. And so I will continue to do that till it's all done. So we're going to start adding in, I'm just kind of looking at some placement here. I'm going to be adding in a resin frame and adding in some ephemera pieces, some little cards and tags and things like that. You can get all sorts of these ephemera pieces and stuff, scrapbooking section at the major craft stores, papers I've cut up, things like that. I'm going to go ahead and glue some really pretty kind of cardstock and ephemera to this beautiful board, laser cut chipboard Sweetheart ATC tag. And it's all going to look funny as we're layering and gluing, but it all comes together pretty. Now before I start gluing all that on, I've just got some white paint here mixed with water and my fan brush, and I'm just tapping my brush to put splatters onto the paper. Here is another Reneabouquets Beautiful Board Laser Cut Chipboard Elements piece. I've cut it up into pieces to come to a set. It's called Art Deco Elements. I decided last minute I kind of wanted to add this into the background. Now I've got a piece of cardboard on the back of my tag here to raise it up to the level of that Beautiful Board Laser Cut Chipboard. And then I'll just start adding in some more ephemera pieces here. Kind of what I worked with earlier when I was laying it out. So now I'm gluing it into the place. And I can't just craft on the fly. So I kind of pause here and there and I'm looking over because I'll lay everything out how I like it. And then I take a picture of it with my iPad. So that's kind of, you know, as I recreate it and put it back together, I've got my iPad photo to refer back to. Because I get asked that question a lot. Nope, cannot create on the fly. I have to lay it all out first, take a picture, and then put it back together. And a lot of times it will change when I put it back together. So I've got those papers in. I'm going to go in and add this resin frame. And now I'm adding some more cardboard to the back of this ATC tag because now I need to level it up because of the thickness of that resin frame. And you can get frames and stuff like this in the scrapbooking sections of the major craft stores. Now I'm going to add that chain link frame to the back of my photo, so I'm just gluing it a little bit on the back there, just so, because I kind of want it to wrap around and make my photo the main focus of the project. Again, adding some more cardboard because I'm going to layer it on top of that frame and I need to take up that space, you know, at the bottom of the frame. Get all my glue on there to show you all the process, of course. Layering that right into position. Now I'm going to add again some of this beautiful garden bouquet lace. I kind of had to cut a little bit off the one edge to slide up underneath. Again, forgot to glue it before I glued the other stuff down, but it still works. I'm going to slip it right in there. Get it all glued down. Now I'm going to add that garden party gate down here at the bottom. Just checking my positioning, get some glue on it, and get it glued right in there at the bottom of our project there. Going to add in some of this Reneabouquets printed beautiful board laser cut chipboard, the cherry blossom tuck-ins. I love those, they're so soft and sweet. Adding in my last little Art Deco element background piece here. And then I'm going to add in a little piece of cardboard in the middle of this silver pocket watch cabochon because I want to take up the space in there and add this little scrapbooking clock face there. And then I'm going to slide it right up underneath that photo edge. Adding a little bit more of the tuck-ins here. Add a little bit, here's some of that lace I was talking about, that 6-inch wide Venice rose lace. I cut some flowers and pieces off of it, so I'm going to kind of layer that down at the bottom of the project. I need to bring some of the stuff down since we layered so much at the top edge. I need to bring laces and pieces and things like that down near the bottom edge so it looks cohesive from top to bottom. This is just a piece of, you know, rose trim from my supply, gluing it on the edge there, and then I'm bringing in some of those beautiful shaded mulberry roses in the color Seafoam. Again, another resin frame I'm kind of gluing down here. Again, taking up that space. Adding in some more of our flowers. I love this shade of Seafoam. It's so beautiful. And of course, I will have all the links to all the product I use in my description box from Reneabouquets.com, so you can find it very easily. This is a Reneabouquet 2-layer lace applique flower. You get a couple in the set. It comes in white, adding in one more cherry blossom tuck-in. So I've kind of got a little triangle there of cherry blossom tuck-ins. You can see the upper left, kind of the middle to the right, and then the lower left there. So it adds that nice little visual triangle as you're scrapbooking. It's kind of pleasing to the eye. Adding in the last of my mulberry flowers here. Going to add my dream key down here to the bottom. And then this is just a cute little sticker called Bless Life. I'm going to add it in as well to kind of add a little bit of the journaling. Add it above those flowers there, and it kind of brings your focus attention to the photo as well. This is just a little resin butterfly from my supply. I'm going to tuck it into the flowers there. And then this is just a wood word from my supply as well. It says Lifetime. I'm going to tuck that in, and then I'm going to take that little heart that came with the ACT tag, and I'm going to glue it onto that word. Then I'm going to come in with that sweet word. We want to add that in. We're going to add it to the upper right onto the black paper there, so it kind of, stands out a little bit. I'm going to add in, this is a Reneabouquets Tiny Treasures Butterfly, and it is called the Ice Fairy Mint Green, and I'm going to add a little bit more decor to the project here. These are micro beads in the color Seafoam, and this is Gaudy Girl Chunky Glitter Glass in the color Diamond, which is just kind of a clear color. And then I like to use my 3D matte gel and a paintbrush to adhere this. If you don't have like a matte gel, of course, a clear glue will work. You don't want anything that's going to dry white or anything like that. So like the Fabri-Tac glue would work fine. It dries clear. And then I dip my paintbrush into my medium, paint it where I want, and then I pour on like either the micro beads or like the diamond glitter glass, and then I tap off the excess. And I will continue that around this project in various places until I am done, and that makes this project complete. So I hope you like this project as much as I do. I sometimes just like to get my paper crafting on, and this photo of my stunning niece at her wedding was just begging me to create something around it that she could display in her home for years to come. Please give this video a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below and let me know if you love this project as much as I do. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out on a single video from me. And remember, I will have all the links to the Reneabouquets product I used on this project in my description box. Please stay tuned to the end. I will be picking our winner for the Reneabouquets Lemon Blossom Collection giveaway that I announced in my last Reneabouquets Design Team video. But first, I have a thought for you. Be passionate in all you do and in every place that God leads you. Even if you don't feel equipped to do it, with God you can do anything. With His leading and His guidance, you are equipped. You can do anything. Thank you for sharing your time with me, and I'll talk with you again soon. Bye. So let's pick our winner for the Reneabouquets Lemon Blossoms Collection set. Here again is pictured what you will receive. And what I did is I used the YouTube random comment picker. And what I'm going to do is go in here and I'm going to paste the URL of that video. And then I'm going to come down and just check mark to filter duplicate users. So anyone that, like a accidental duplicate comment came up. And then I'm going to press the comment button so it'll pick up how many comments were left on this video. And it looks like we have about 180 comments or so. And then I'm going to scroll down here to the bottom part of the page, and I am going to hit the start button now. And so you're going to see a bunch of comments come filtering up, and here comes our winner. Judine Howerton, you are our winner. Congratulations. I need you to email me using the email in my description box with your name and mailing address. I will pass that information along to Renee so she can mail out your prize. Thank you everyone for participating in this giveaway. It was a blast. Many blessings.